we're going to move on to a little game. I've written quite a lot of names and sentences for this, so we may have to speed through it at points, but it's called Name Association. I do it with every interview. And it's essentially, I give you a sentence, you give me the first name that pops into your head when I say that sentence. And it could be from any locker room, it doesn't just have to be WWE or NXT. And the first one is the funniest person in the locker room. You can't say yourself for any of these answers.
Wait, this is all the way to the top to the bottom?
Anyone you've ever met in any locker room. Could be anyone.
Can I put a group of brothers in like
Of course you can.
pot?
Of course you can.
All right. Funniest locker room guys.
Mm-hmm.
Gallows and Anderson. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And Fandango. Now, Fandango's still alive, but if you can get a Fandango, Bray Wyatt, Gallows and Anderson, and Enzo at a bar in 2016-17, and this happened a lot. This is a group. This is two cars combining, meeting at the same place. All right? You're looking at one hell of a night of laughter. I mean, the boys are going to pop each other all night long. Those days, those are the best days of our lives, and we all know it, you know. It sucks because there's just, I don't really drink anymore. Wyndham's gone. Fandango doesn't drink anymore. Right? It's like those days, man, best days of our lives.
It's funny because the next question, is last man standing at the bar.
Oh, I don't know about standing, but I'll be right there standing next to like Braun Strowman and Big Cass and before Big Cass quit the bottle. I mean, you're talking about Braun and Big Cass, right? And Enzo is drinking with them all night long. So imagine what I look like at the end of the night versus these guys. So
they've got a natural advantage.
I entered the Rumble plenty of nights. There was always about a final four there. Guys like there's guys that could drink and no sell. I ain't one of them.
Next one is the most beautiful woman wrestler or valet in real life.
Well, what happens if we never got to see her?
No, you've got to see him in real life because it's not the same if it's on TV.
This counts as somebody I got to see in real life?
Yeah.
The most beautiful.
I mean, someone we've heard of course.
God, man, I can't say like 1998 Alondra Blaze, like red, white, and blue, fucking bikini top.
Oh, in WCW, yeah,
WCW,
yeah.
We're Vince Russo. We're getting edgy. Okay. Alondra Blaze is doing some of those. Like, I mean, when I was a kid, if Pamela Anderson counts, she's still. I've never seen her in person, but so you're saying in person?
Well, in wrestling that you've shared a locker room with.
The most beautiful girl that I've shared a locker room with in person.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a hard one.
Hey, if you just say there's too many to mention, I'll move on.
Every single one of them are beautiful on the inside and out. They're great people. They're great people. They made it to the top for a reason.
Biggest bully.
Biggest bully in the WWE?
Yeah.
I never had a problem with bullies.
That's fine. We'll move on. Smelliest wrestler.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, biggest bully in WWE, Bully Ray. Scumbag. Fucking Uncle Bubba. Fucking scumbag.
He's going to be coming up soon, don't you worry. Smelliest wrestler.
Ooh. Had to be some NXT guys who just had some stinky ass gear. I don't remember. There's sweatiest.
Sweatiest.
Stinky and sweaty are two different things. Because there's some guys that get stinky and some guys that get sweaty. And I'll tell you right now, Mojo is one of the sweatiest motherfuckers you could ever get. This guy is on the dance floor sweating bullets. He'll lose more sweat on the dance floor than I will in a wrestling match. That guy is something else.
Next one is the stiffest.
Stiffest guy I've been in the ring with?
Yeah.
Stiff is not a good thing. So, like, if you were stiff with me, I probably never worked with you again.
Okay. How about snuggest?
Like,
Snuggest is fair to ask then.
Snug, Dawson, Dax Harwood, everything's safe. You know what I mean? There's guys who just sucked. There's guys who would grab you and they just don't know their own strength, or they're just too fidgety, or they're just like, bro, it's like, dude, relax. I could have a wrestling match with my mom if she sells for me. And if you've ever watched me work, you know that I'll sell for you. So if you're in the ring and you're fidgeting around grabbing me and you're just, dude, what in the world? Like I'm probably going to roll out of the ring like or get out or tag out, because look, dude, I sell for people and I give them my body. And if I feel you and I feel that you're one of those, I'm getting the fuck out. I protect myself. I've been in this business for 13 years now, 14 years. Like, those days are so far done. I mean, I remember being green and beating the shit out of myself and vice versa. The first 2 years of my career. But then you become an asset and you're on TV, and the only job is to stay afloat, because you got to get to the next one. And then you become an independent pro wrestler. And then there is no doctors when you get out of the ring, and there's no ice bags for you, and there's nobody standing there waiting with a glass of water for you, or an athletic trainer with kinesio tape, or rub your ankle or ice. Dude, my only job is to get to the next one. And if you don't understand that, then I don't want to share a ring with you. I don't beat the shit out of myself or vice versa. I don't give you a bump I don't want to take.
This is probably not a fair one, but the nicest person in wrestling.
Me, hands down.
You can't say yourself.
No, I have to be able to say myself in this one. I know this for a fact.
Okay.
And if anybody's ever come to a meet and greet and or watched me, like, I am hands down the nicest pro wrestler of all time. And that is all I pride myself on. That is it. It's bada boom, nicest guy in the room, man. That's all I could do for my parents. That's the name they gave me. That's the namesake. That's what I walk around with. That's what I have to be able to promote. When it boils down to it, it's my real name. It's Eric Arndt. It's my family. It's who I am as a real person versus the character that I play on television. So I like to put myself out there as a very nice person, always approachable. And if you take my kindness for weakness, I will punch you in the fucking mouth. So there's that part of it too.
Next one is you may have to edit out ones that you can't say, but most memorable thing you ever saw happen on a European tour. I'm in Manchester. You've been in Manchester
a wrestler that is a Hall of Famer in the lobby fighting with the person who works the front desk at the hotel at around 3:00 in the morning, doing a Hulk Hogan stare down finger point, blacked out, grabbed a mop out of a mop bucket and just spun it around his head like Seth Rollins would the title. And the mop water is just going around this 5-star hotel, hitting every part of this place. And the person's about to call the cops, and this guy just drops the mop and sprints. Apparently got to his room, and the next day I saw him on the bus, and nobody said a fucking word about it.
We're never going to get that name.
You're never going to get the name, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
What country was it in, or do you remember the city?
Oh, England, somewhere in England.
It usually
or France or something. It was a European tour, so Germany, France, England, something.
Who was the best celebrity you met through wrestling?
Dave Chappelle.
When was he there? Was he just a fan, or was he on the show? I don't remember.
I became a buddy of Dave's. I met him through his manager, Cena, which not John, another guy named Cena. Great guy. Jeff Ross, the comedian, another buddy that I met Dave through, and had a lot of drinks and joints smoked with Dave Chappelle, and really good guy, really funny. Watched a lot of his shit. Watched him work on some of his material, and same with Jeff Ross, dude. Just both hilarious people. Tony Hinchcliffe, another great buddy of mine. I ran the first wrestling show, and I had the first wrestling match inside of the world famous Comedy Store. It was my first match outside of WWE in America.
Hmm.
I ran it with Tony Hinchcliffe. We put on a wrestling show at the world famous Comedy Store in LA, and we had a great time.
Were you the opener and then it was a comedy show, or was that the entire show?
No, I opened the show. It was a wrestling comedy show, and the main event was the Lucha Brothers, Darby Allin, and Matt Sydal in a fatal four-way. And I was the opener against Brian Pillman Jr. in a one-on-one match. And it was funny because Tony came up to me and was like, all right, you're in the main event, right? And I was like, what are you, fucking stupid? I'm in the fucking opener. I'm in the opener. So this way I can crack a beer, smoke a joint, and enjoy the show.
Mhm.
But that's A. But B is I get to say I was the first ever wrestling match in the world famous Comedy Store.
Did you make sure that you went out first as well?
No, I didn't. I didn't care about that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Brian Pillman Jr. went out there first, but I went out there second, and I won. So there you go. That's how that goes.
Loudest spot caller.
Well, me and John Cena probably, but I don't call spots, Briz. So you're working with the wrong guy. I call shit on the fly. So when I'm in the ring, I don't have a spot. I have sell. So if I say, hey, put the boot up, you know what comes after that? Not duck to, go behind, fucking go over my shoulder. I'll pick you up for the slam. I don't try calling 10 things in a match. I know how to work. So I just say one thing. So it's usually like, put up a boot, give me a clothesline, give me a back elbow, watch the suplex. Those things concern selling after.
The bump that you hated to take the most, or the move that you hated to take the most because you just always get hurt on it.
Fuck, I don't know, man. Some guys body slam you fucked up, dude. Some guys body slam and land me on my lower back, and that to me is like the worst thing you can do. Like if you vertical suplex me or body slam me, just a generic slam, like I do it myself. So I will cartwheel up you, post, and hold myself there and take my own flat bump. But some guys, they slam you down and or they vertical suplex you and you land before they do. And that shit ain't cool. That ain't I ain't flying with me. I don't like that. And I'm older now, dude. So like it's also different. I'm not on television killing myself where the pay is worth it. It's like I'm on an indie show and you bump me bad. Fuck you, bro. Like, so how about we just don't do that? Baby faces, especially on the indies, we just crumble, bro.
I'll give you a couple more, then we'll have I'll give you a quick break. Best and worst road agents.
Best road agents.
Yeah.
Man, I like them all, bro. And shit, my job was easy, bro.
Who did you have most often then?
I like Fit Finley. As far as like, I like Norman Smiley. Joey Mercury was unbelievable. Yeah. Dean Malenko had some cool ass shit. Arnold give you a cool spot, man. Tell you to do something a different way, and it'll always make sense. Triple H, man. Does it get any fucking cooler than having Triple H produce your shit especially when you're young and you're on the come up and you're in NXT and he first comes down there and you're in a match where he gets involved in it and you're like, oh shit. Like, and then by the time you're on Raw, you got Vince or Triple H involved in producing your segment or whatever it is that you're doing. Like, doesn't get any bigger than that. Like, if Vince is sitting there and he wants to have a meeting with you and it's about your whatever you're gonna go do, like, doesn't get much cooler than that. Like being produced. But just as far as brilliance goes, Joey Mercury was pretty fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm. I can confirm that as well. I'll give you one more. Right, not involving you, the most memorable backstage fight, or at least confrontation.
Chris Jericho running to the locker room, thinking that Brock Lesnar busted open Randy Orton and he wanted to fight Brock.
Right,
I didn't see it directly. No. I was there. I was in the locker room for SummerSlam because I worked Jericho and Kevin Owens in the opener. And then all of a sudden, the finish happens, and Jericho storms out of the locker room without saying a word. And I think I think Big Cass and Kevin Owens trailed him. They were like, "Oh shit!" and they ran with him, and they apparently got into Gorilla and helped break it up. I think, I don't know. I didn't go. I wasn't about to go to the fucking Gorilla with Brock Lesnar and Jericho. Get the fuck out of here! I think I packed my shit up and got out of there before it even hit the fan. But that's probably the most memorable. And then another time, Sin Cara just dropped Gotch backstage, gave him a black eye, and then the kid walked around with a black eye at work and a smile on his face and got fired like a week later or something like that. I don't remember how that went down, but I just remember sitting in the cafeteria looking over and like, I think a soda can got thrown or something, and I don't remember, bro, but he just dropped him gave him a black eye, and the fucking guy just walked around work wearing a black eye like a jerk off and got fired. That's the only fights I can really remember, bro. There was no other fights to my knowledge that, unless they involved me.